video editing. Everyone tells you just go out there and practice, but what does it even mean? Today I'm going to give you 5 skills to master if you want to be a video editor. I'll give you real life ways of improving on these skills, and I'll explain how all of it comes together. Quick note, I made this video for all of you who actually want to do better, but if you're unable to grasp all of these topics, you will never be a video editor. No one cares about your story, so you have to make them care. When it comes to YouTube, this starts with the title and the thumbnail, but once the viewer is interested enough to click on the video, it's your job to step up. Since we're talking about video editing today, I'll provide a couple of videos for you to watch and study. Key points about storytelling: relatable characters, engaging plot, good pacing, and killer climax. There are 2 things you can do to practice your storytelling: listening to stories and telling stories. Listening to stories sounds self-explanatory, but here is why it isn't that simple. Let's say you wanted to get jacked. Do you listen to a scrawny CrossFitter or to a bodybuilder? In the same way, you have to be careful about what stories you listen to, because if you spend all day watching brain rot on TikTok, you can only expect to fail. Telling stories might sound more tricky than listening to stories, but that's really not the case. It's all about practice. The more stories you tell, the more you realize just how bad you are at telling stories. If you're unsure of where to start, check out these videos. Coming up with a fancy edit means nothing if you're unable to reproduce it in software. No one is going to care about your idea if you can't make it come to life. Make sure to learn Premiere Pro and After Effects. It's industry standard software used by most people, capable of creating any edit imaginable. Even if you never learn any other software, you'll be able to climb to the top with just these 2. You can follow YouTube tutorials or take courses on Skillshare or Udemy. No course is better than any other course. Find a person whose style of teaching you'll like and just go through with it. Don't just sit there and watch the course. Actually go and do your homework or try replicating the lesson on your own. For practice, use full-length unedited videos from streamers and podcasters. The goal here is that you should be able to cut a couple of hours worth of footage in a single sitting. Editing takes time. A lot of time. When you're comfortable, I would suggest getting a certification in video design. It's not expensive, it doesn't take a lot of time, and it will look really good on your portfolio. At this point, you are already a great editor, but if you want to go further, you need to pay attention to the smallest of details. Sure, less is more, but there is nothing wrong with striving for perfection. Let me give you some examples. Make sure there are no color inconsistencies in your edit. It's true that 99% of people won't notice the slightest difference in tint between those 2 clips, but you will make sure it's done right. Sound design should be your number 1 concern. We want to hear the talent. We don't want the music to be distracting. And always remember, no peaking of any kind. Always think about your client and think what you can do to support their message with your editing. Speed. Do I really need to talk about this one? Good things take time, great things take less time. So be great and step on the gas. You are an amazing editor, congratulations. But if you're a piece of human being, no one's gonna wanna work with you. Don't ever assume you're good at communication, because it's really one of those things that requires you to be as adaptable as possible. Go read How to Win Friends and Influence People if you haven't already, and watch Leila Hormozi on YouTube. Think of yourself as the butler of post-production. No demand is ever too great and you can make anything happen. Approach people in your work with a positive mindset like that. So how does it all come together? All these requirements and skills, but which ones are more important than others? The first 3 skills you need to get on as soon as possible are storytelling, mastering software, and working on your soft skills. You don't need a lot to get started, and you can even get a job, which can only help you improve faster. Once you're comfortable using your editing software, start thinking about finer details and polish. Take on bigger projects, like replicating one of Magnet's media videos, or shooting and editing your own movie. Speed will come with time, but only if you're rested and focused. So make sure you live a healthy life, eat well, exercise, and get enough sleep. Leave a comment down below about your editing journey. I would love to hear your story. If you're interested in how some advanced video effects are made in Premiere Pro, check out this video. That's it, bye.